Third is...
Is it what? Screenwriters Feed! Welcome to the show!
Lucky
I'm
number
Ann
13.
Kimbrough. Oh, yeah, this is episode 13. Lucky 13.
Are we at Lucky 13?
Lucky
We
13.
are. So let me welcome my incredible panel. We're on the short panel today, but we have the very scary Nicole Jones-Dion. Welcome to Lucky 13.
Yes.
So
I would have worn my black cat or something if I'd known it was 13.
tell us what you write.
Spooky weird stuff. So perfect for the number 13.
Exactly.
Oh, exactly, right.
And we also have the very funny Eric Ingram. Welcome back, Eric.
So good to be here. So good to be with two distinguished panel members. And we missed the other ones, of course. I write action and comedy.
Yes, very good stuff. And actually, both of you have cool things going on this week, right? Eric, should we say congratulations to you? 2 options.
Thank you very much. Yes. The Lord just dropped them in my. It was crazy how it happened, and I think there's something coming out on that pretty soon. But yeah, very lucky. Just kind of like fell in the lap, kind of like, oh well, okay, sure. You know, one of those moments, you know. Yep,
Congrats, we love that.
Thank you.
And there were also the page finalists were announced this week.
Yeah.
Nicole Jones-Dion, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I had Paige was announced, and then I also had a film that I was associate producer on was released called The. So it's on video and video on demand. It's also in limited release here in LA. So anybody wants to check out a cool little psychological thriller.
Say the title again. I think
it's called The Scribbler, starring Katie Cassidy from Arrow, and it also has Eliza Dushku and Billy Campbell and Gina Gershon. It has and Sasha Grey. It has an amazing cast. So check it out.
Fantastic. Oh, we will. I'll put those links up too, so everyone can find them.
Cool.
Yay! Congrats, guys. I'm excited for you guys.
Absolutely.
And I'm Ann Kimbrough. I write action thrillers and dabbling into the horror genre a little. But
come to the dark side. Come join us.
You're oozing over to the dark side.
Well, you know, you got to do it, especially for the 13th episode. So, guys, we've got an interesting question to go along with our episode 13. It's Screenwriting Superstitions. Whether you guys actually have some that help you write, or maybe they're just some superstitions that make it a lucky script when you get it out there. Eric, I know you have some, so I'm going to start with you.
I have a laundry list. No, let's see. One would be I never tell anybody. I really don't talk about it until I hit the end on the script. I never talk about it. You know, in classes, no one knows. I've just learned like the more I talk about it, the less. It's almost like inspiration leaves the more you talk about it. So I just keep it bottled in and just get to it and then when I write the end, then I'll say something about it. And then the other thing is I have to get to page increments of 15. So if I'm writing 1 to 15, I can't stop till I get to 15. Like I can't stop at 14, and I can't go to 16. It's just a weird thing. It's 15.
15. Well, that's like cool. It pushes you.
Yes. And that's why. And hopefully by the end of 15, you should want to hurry up and write 16. So I'll leave it right there so that I will have the energy to come back tomorrow and be like, oh, I can't wait to get to that scene. So that's kind of.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nicole, you got some cool ones like that too?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, my one thing is I won't sign contracts during a waning moon.
How do you know it's a waning moon? Where do you check that out?
I have an app on my phone that tells me what phase of the moon we're in, and I always consult it before I make any major life decisions. So that, I guess that's like my one weird quirk. But then as far as like actually writing, and this isn't really superstition, it's just my own little weird thing. until I know what the name of the script is. Like, it can just be a working title, but it has to have a name. I can't ever have untitled script. I have to have something that I refer to it as in my head, you know. And then the other thing is the characters have to have names. And I'll spend like a stupid amount of time agonizing, researching dumb names, you know. But I can't move forward until I know who these people are and what to call them.
I agree. I have that one too. Well, we had talked. You know, I have a backup phobia. The further I get in a project, I back it up again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's almost like washing your hands too many times.
Right, a little OCD, right? A
little bit, just a little. And the other thing I do, I have more of it's like maybe it's a mantra, not a superstition, but it's like the timing thing. If I hear about like a good job that my script would be right for, but it's not ready to send out, I tell myself it's timing, and the timing's not right yet for me. So it's sort of a superstition to say.
Right. Yeah, I have the same. We talked about this in the pre-show. I have the same kind of backup thing where I back it up. I have the hard drive, and then I have 3 flash drives. So every time I'm about to shut it down, I got 3 copies. I'm afraid of the cloud. I just don't really trust that thing.
I do both. I have cloud and external drives and the lots because I figure like that way all my bases are covered.
All bases covered. I like that. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I have. I told Eric I do the email it to myself. I have several accounts I email it to, and then I have my own. I don't have. It's a cloud, but it's a cloud in my office over here.
Right.
So.
Are you like Pigpen? You have a little cloud.
Yeah, one of those. That can store data. It's very, very handy. And maybe it probably delivers Skittles sometimes if I shake it, right? Any other superstitions you have? I mean, do you have to like? Well, I know you play music, Eric. Do you? Do you have to do that?
Yeah. Oh, yes. So here's I'm gonna give you all some inside Eric stuff. It's between us two, okay? Keep it between us. Us 3. One is so when I write to movie soundtracks. Right?
You write what?
To movie soundtracks.
Oh.
Right.
You try to find movies that are similar to the one you're working on, so you can
exactly.
Absorb
Exactly. Right, you get the ebbs and flows of it, that's right? Cool. Okay, so that's one. Okay, so when it's time for me to edit, I got a whole playlist of Michael Jackson.
Michael helps you edit.
I don't know what it is. It's something the instruments just makes you get focused and like I don't care. It has to go. It's slowing the script down. You know, whatever it is. And then if I have to create something else after that, I listen to Celia Cruz, which is salsa. So
I love that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's a good one. Nicole?
Ritual.
Yeah. And the other thing was I make a playlist for songs now when I go back and start to polish, I kind of make a playlist. And I never play the songs in the playlist unless I'm writing. So I make sure every time a certain song comes on, I know my brain should be like, oh, you should be writing it. I do that.
Brilliant. Nicole, you got music going?
Not to that same extent, no. I mean, I'll listen to. I think we talked about this before. The binaural beats. I think that's what they're called.
Right.
It's supposed to activate the beta and the theta waves. Right. I don't know. Right. And so I'll just plug in my little creativity one if I'm stuck on a story point or something, or even just let it kind of run in the background as white noise. But and then the soundtracks. I'll do soundtracks too. But I can't write to anything with lyrics. That's one of my.
Because influenced you. Well, we'll get into that later.
It's lyric. It throws me off.
That's cool. Well, sometimes I have a rally hat. If I really I just have to make myself write, and for some reason I don't want to sit down and do it, I'll put a hat on. It's like, and then you turn it around back. You guys into baseball, gotta get your
rally cap. The rally cap. Yeah, the rally cap.
Yeah, you got the cap. You guys have it.
Got it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Well, I like all those superstitions. Not bad. I might use some of them.
Feel free.
No, thank you. Well, I have a game for you, and this is really the show and tell version of our games. I think you'll like.
Okay.
And it's just a way to talk about some other really incredible writers that we know about. I said pick an A-lister, so we wouldn't be picking our friends, because we have a lot of people we could pick from that we know that are incredible writers. But if you went to an A-lister that maybe you've met them, maybe you haven't, but who's someone that you admire them? Eric?
It would be two. I know you said one, but these two hold equal weight for me. They just hold equal weight for different things. It would be Shane Black and Tony Gilroy.
Oh, yes.
Those
Tony's definitely on my list.
Yeah, they just every time I read their stuff, it just makes me like, I could do this, I could be better, I could get better at this, you know. Love it.
And Nicole, how about you?
Well, I mean, if there was a writer whose career trajectory I would like to really emulate, it would be Aaron Kruger. He started out as a Nichols winner and went on to write The Ring. So, you know, like me, he started out in horror. He did The Skeleton Key, you know, these amazing horror films, and now he's writing like huge blockbusters. You know, he's doing the Transformers movies now. So I think that's a great little trajectory to try to emulate. You know, go from contests to horror to big budget tentpoles.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. I like that.
I'm in.
And it's a good one. And what's really cool is you can go and find these writers' work and read it. It's always great. Tony Gilroy is definitely one of my faves. I love his writing. I do believe he writes sometimes with his brother.
And Dan, yeah.
Yeah, so they're a great team. Mine is actually Nicole Perlman. I haven't read her work, but she inspires me because she was one of the co-writers on Guardians of the Galaxy, and she has a huge science and astronaut background and obviously she brings all that science tech to the Marvel comic book world.
Right.
But I'm impressed with a woman that can break in and write. I loved that movie. I thought if you like superhero movies, that's a good one, and it was funny. Although I think they credit the other co-writer as really the comedy guy.
Yeah, the director.
Yeah. So I'm impressed.
Did you read her story about how whenever Marvel got some program where they let people go into the Marvel vaults and pick out?
Yeah, they don't do that anymore, unfortunately.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was like, really?
She did a secret Black Widow script. That's what she picked out then. I didn't know that the first part of the story.
Right. No, that's great. I think it's just so many. I mean, like there's certain people who are writing, you know, and of course everyone we can do this all that. But there's people who are writing, but there's somebody. His name is Bill Martell.
Yeah, I know Bill. It's good.
And he got like 20-something movies made. That I was just like, okay, I need to find out what he's doing because they're made. Not in development hell. They're made. So I was like, I want to be prolific, kind of like that. So and I used to see him at the Starbucks by my house. He was so cool. He's a very nice guy. But
he teaches too.
He teaches. He has these blue books. He has a great thing on action that everyone has bought. As he bought. There's always. I think it's #1 on Amazon right now. Or something like that. But yeah, I just don't really love people, but that's one of my guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of good examples. We'll revisit this. We're not trying to leave anyone out.
Right.
That's cool. Well, hey, we have a question, and this is an odd question because even the guy that asked it, his name is Dave Carter. And Dave wants a question about music, lyrics, and he knows, as we all know, that you shouldn't put musical lyrics or mention a song in your script, usually because that means it's expensive, right? Or you might not be able to get it.
Right.
I mean, but have either of you ever come across this where any producer asked you to put a music in your script? Eric?
No, that never happened to me.
Neither Nicole, were you shaking her head? No?
Not specifically, no. I mean, I do have a script where a particular song plays pretty heavily throughout the script, but it's based on a true story, and it was one of those where I was like, it was based on a true story, so I wanted to be as true to the source material as possible, so even though I know that it kind of violates the rule of not to use music, I included it because that song almost becomes a character in and of itself. Now, when it's set up right now, and we're packaging that project now, but when it actually comes time push comes to shove, to do the budget and get it made, that song may or may not make the cut. But I had to include it in there just for my own, to be true to the source material, I guess. But so we'll see. I mean, come back and ask me that same question in a year. I might have a different answer.
Well, I'm sorry. I was going to say I did do a low-budget family action film, the one, this Good Kid, Bad Kid, that came out, and that the producer had some friend that had a song, So I did have to write a scene for there to be a song performed live in the movie. So that kind of thing can come up. Were you going to offer, Eric?
Yeah, I'm just saying if you go into it, because sometimes the certain song just makes a movie. It really does. I'm sorry. It's just and if we as writers are creating something, we're creating a blueprint. So, granted, I know if you can actually call ASCAP or BMI and ask how much it would be, right? So then that when you go talk to somebody, like, oh yeah, and the song rights are $100,000, whatever. You already know you could do that. But I just sometimes that's where the creation. I mean, how many songs have you seen where someone listened to the song and created a movie out of the song? I mean, that's kind of one of our tools. That's kind of one of the tools we use. So I mean, I know a lot of people just want to put every new song. You're like, okay, slow down. Make sure the song has a purpose. But if you're gonna do that, just go to ASCAP, call them. I think they're in New York, I believe, and BMI, and ask how much would it be to use it, and then you could tell the producer, whoever's asking, I already made the call. This is how much it would cost.
You would find out how expensive it is.
Oh yeah, yes, exactly. But again, I listen to all those Vince Vaughn movies, and they have all these great music in there. I'm like, come on, like we can't write that. Like, come on.
I know, it's too bad. Well, and I think you need to be careful. There's a fine line if somebody wanted to say have that song inspire them, the story of the song. You probably got to be careful about. I mean, let it inspire you, but don't copy it. Don't copy the story, right?
But I'm saying, but what if I'm thinking of like right now, what just the Julia Roberts movie where they're all singing in the baseball movie, My Best Friend's Wedding. Like that comes to mind. The song inside when they're all singing, like that stuff.
Oh right.
People are singing along in the theater, like it's still.
Dionne Warwick song, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I just say, I know it's taboo, but I'm just saying, as a writer, you still gotta be like, okay, if this song has a purpose, that's the first thing. Has a purpose. At least be, get ahead of the game. That's what I'm saying. Call, know how much it is. Be ahead of the game. That's all.
Yeah. Just for a spec script, I would steer clear. It shouldn't be integral to your story, probably.
Very true. Very true.
So, Dave, I hope that answers your question. I am going to put up a link. I did find there is a position called music supervisor for TV shows, and there's this great gal. Her name is Susan Kent, and EW Online Magazine did a piece on her. So I'll put that link here so you can read about it and see what her job is like.
Right.
Fun job.
Right. But I'm glad you brought that up. That's why you don't put every song that's supposed to play in every scene, because that's the music supervisor's job.
Mm-hmm. That is. Yeah. Don't take her job away.
Exactly. They won't like that. Trust me, they will not like it.
Well, guys, Lucky 13 was great and easy. Yay! We're at the end of our show. It's just a few of us. We get through it a little bit faster, I feel.
Right. All that other hot air we just don't have. No.
Nah. We love it when we're all here. Yeah, we're joking. Let's hope they don't watch this show. We'll say a quick goodbye and tell us what are you working on now, Nicole?
Oh, well, I can't give any details because I'm under NDA. But I'm working on something really cool. It's a cool little horror film, and it should be pretty neat. I think you guys will get a kick out of it. Once I can talk about it, I will, but I can't yet. So.
All right. Well, that's good. Some undercover. Eric, how about you?
Yeah.
What? Are you going to tell us something there, Nicole?
I know.
No, okay. Okay, Eric.
No, I'm creating one right now for the MFC1 class, and then I'm working on another female action thing.
Super. Yeah. Love to hear that. Well, I'm waiting to hear back notes for a final draft or a polish on the final draft. So I'm working on one of my second book in this romantic suspense novel I've written. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's fun. Different form of writing, but I still write very cinematic even in my novels.
Do you find it harder? Do you find it harder or easier to write a book because now you can add in the other three sentences now?
Well, it's so much easier I think to write a script because I like it's my first love, I guess. But it's easier to write that dialogue. I still write it, but you've got to write he said, she said, got to make it sound interesting.
Right.
But I write in first person, so I find it's easier than if I was going to probably write in third. Female first person, I can kind of do that.
I can do that.
I can do it. You might want to try it, Eric. Maybe you could. I'm sure you could do it.
I'm not against anything. So,
that's good. Well, thank you so much, everybody.
Yay! Number 13. Wow.
We will be back again for 14 in a few seconds here. But for everybody else, check us out on YouTube and please subscribe below and like us and leave a comment. If you have a question, we would love to answer it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eric.